Hey y'all, welcome back, and it's time for a new season of the Wheel of RTA, featuring the Fall 2025 season. That said, it's been a while, so let's break things down. First off, I'm your boy Chaos, the Twilight Persona, and we're back doing this series, packed by popular demand actually, from my Discord. So we're going to go ahead and start with the very first episode of the season. But as I mentioned, quick reminder. First off, we got three rules. The three rules are: one, we got to randomly pick the character for the episode. Two, we have to try to either first pick or ban protect that character, so we have to use them. And then three, the character is removed as the focus of the following episodes. Now, initially, I wanted to make it so that we couldn't use the character at all, but that would actually make RTA completely impossible, especially with the way the current meta is. So instead, they're just removed as the focus. So they may come back as a secondary character in other episodes, but we don't have to force them through. That said, welcome back. I hope to get more episodes of this series, so let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Alright, so here I have a wheel of every character I have built for RTA. We're going to give it a nice spin here, and this is going to decide our character for the episode. Alright, who we got? Alright, for our first episode back, we've got Harsetti. That's going to be interesting because a lot of people like to ban Harsetti. Something I want to do new this season is actually break the character down. So we're going to go to our game. We're actually going to break down Harsetti before we get into any matches to kind of discuss how we plan on using her and what her goal is. So, pros. Harsetti controls the speed of the game. She allows you to be able to essentially slow or make everyone force at her speed range. A con of her, however, is that because of the game mechanics, speed RNG is a thing which can throw off any kind of combination you try to use with her. So generally speaking, you are going to use a style called Villager, which, for anyone who doesn't know, is basically just a really simple way of saying we slow everything down and make everything bulky to try to hyper carry your way through one or two characters. So, that said, Harsetti is going to be our first character for this season. Alright, so first things first, we're going to have to try to either get her in the ban protect slot our first pick. If we see anyone that auto bans Harsetti, there is a good chance that they're going to try to go fast on us. So that is something to note as we get these games going. Alright, so we get our first round here. So, up here we go. We have first pick. Now, ironically enough, I've stopped pre-banning Harsetti. I think, just given the style we're trying to play, my standard pre-bans of Setsuka and Scales are probably going to be safe here. Okay, so they've banned Renak as well. So, I think we're actually safe here to pick a pretty standard character to start. I think being able to go New Moon Luna will allow us to bait them into thinking we're playing a standard game. And then
such a drag.
Okay. And this is where I'm actually pretty grateful for picking New Moon Luna first. They probably think I'm going to try to use lots of the good light units instead, so we're just going to pivot with Harsetti. So what we need to think about now is who can we use as a tank and who can we use as some sustain type characters here, and who we can combo well with Harsetti here. So firstly, I think what we're going to do is pick Fallen Cecilia as our tank,
Just follow my lead.
and then we will pivot into using Harsetti in our ban protect slot per our challenge. And as you can know, we are warming up, so what we probably should have done is actually picked ARAM in the second slot and then picked Harsetti. And then we could have possibly comboed ARAM with Savior Aiden. No, not Savior Aiden. New Kid Aiden. And maybe another bruiser type character based on who they picked. See, there's the ARAM, which is basically a one-to-one counter.
Let's wrap it up. I'm hungry.
That's smart because she triggers her immediately, so we're probably gonna have to ban her. So who are some other characters we can use to carry the game? New Kid Aiden is not bad. So theoretically, they are playing a counter game on us. So we could pick someone like Mort.
Miserable creature.
And then since we've also slowed the game down, we could pick someone like Inheritor Amiki, Bloodbait Karen. But I think what we actually want to do is pick up some tempo. So I'm going to take Afternoon Soak Flan here. And the purpose here is to kind of force this ban. Genesis Roz is a very good pick, but as previously mentioned, we're going to have to ban her because we are pretty much forced to have our Harsetti go, which will trigger ARAM. And they got rid of Afternoon Soap Flan.
It's been a while since I had to step in.
While it is essentially unnecessary, we're going to pop the S3. We're not expecting to hit anybody with any of these debuffs, clearly. I do want to get some of the injuries started, though.
Ready for your punishment? A present for you.
My scars hurt again.
Yeah, so they're trying to go ahead and just whittle my team down. She's probably going to soul burn, take out Numa Luna, which fundamentally is okay. Yep.
Is it time?
Our tank probably should have been Ilyanov to force her to force the Kirsten to think about a third pick.
Shall we end this? This is my mission. And your fate.
Oh, that Roz is a nuke.
I will. No.
Yeah, so we did not pick a team around Harsetti that was very good.
Death has come for you. Brace yourself.
So for the most part, we're going to lose this game. But what can we learn? And that's kind of the purpose of this series, is to actually learn how to make use of characters in more situations. Because far too many people are concerned about the meta in and of itself.
A bunch of Sunday drivers.
So, yeah, what can we learn? Firstly, our idea to use Afternoon Soap Flan at the end was correct, but we did not set up properly for the Harsetti. So game one's going to be a loss. So, again, we're going to go with the same general idea for game two, except We're not going to leave New Moon Luna. Also, we could have taken... Yeah, we did not set up properly for that last game. So, if we start with Lone Wolf Peyra...
Need someone to ride with?
Let's see what they do.
Must I keep fighting?
We've got a Billion and Freerin. Okay. So to continue setting up our draft here, we're not going to make the same mistake. We're going to take away the primary. We're going to take away the primary counter, and then we're going to take Harsetti here.
Guess you're more than just rabble.
So now we need to think about how we can capitalize on what they've already set up. So we don't have souls, and they've taken Freerin. Freerin's great, but she's acceptable to strips and hard CC. And if you could potentially land a seal, her barrier for defensive magic becomes null and void. So Genesis Ross actually becomes a fairly good pick here. They took Afternoon Soak Plan, so I don't have her. That's smart.
I vow my life to you.
And Dragonbride, because they plan on tanking down after what I've represented. So, what we could do, because they have not put any real cleanser on the board, is we can play a control game. We could try characters like Death Dealer Ray. Or someone like a Festive Ida. So I think I believe we play a control game. So we're going to take Death Dealer Ray here.
Oh, you'll make an excellent specimen.
And I think we can also take a Seaside Bologna.
Before it's too late.
How pathetic.
If we take away Dragonbride, they have no defense. But we don't really have a defending character either, so we probably need to take away the nuke. And they got rid of Death Dealer Ray. Once again, we talked it out, but we didn't actually pick Genesis Roz, which probably should have been the pick here.
How about a place among my ranks? I'll commend you for trying.
So as you can see, when we check the speed bar, Harsetti essentially randomized the pure pick order. Interesting. I'm surprised he didn't try to go for the flan.
You can do it too, right? I vow to be your companion. I will make this moment unforgettable.
And because they had to push, they weren't concerned about it.
It's too late to back out now. You really have no tact.
Yeah.
There's no use fighting it.
So maybe, to better make use of our Harsetti, we actually don't pick an early character.
Course of action.
I won't waste my
Go for the. They're going for the provoke.
Let's start with something light.
And our Seaside survived.
Can you keep up with me?
All right, here's our sweet miracle.
Primed and ready. Now floor it, full throttle. A bunch of Sunday
We're gonna go for the free run here.
I'll accept your duel. I thought this could be fun.
We're gonna go ahead and try to nuke everybody out here. Beautiful.
To hell.
Well, shall we go back to the beach?
Very nice. Well, even though we didn't necessarily have the bulkiness,
Can you keep up?
that is one of the problems against playing Har City. She throws off the flow of the match, which all then becomes about a matter of who has the in-game tempo. That's kind of the biggest pro of her. And because of Seaside Bologna's capability to take care of their whole team, it kind of forced them to try to focus her down. When ironically, the smarter move would have been probably to take out Har City or Aram as the supports. Right. So as we move on to game 3, we need to continue thinking about how we can improve our Har City draft since we are leaning towards her here. They have the first pick, so we're actually have the 2 for pick this time. All right.
You dare block
So
my
they
way?
take. So this is something we have to keep in mind. They took Lone Wolf here, which means Harcetti's probably not going to land her debuffs. So how can we set up our drafts to better prepare for that? I think we start off with a combination. Yeah, so I believe we're going to do this. We're going to go with a combination of our
For the future of the
Tank
wind.
Ilyanov and Aram.
Ready for your punishment?
Ugh, just come all at once.
See? And I've kind of forced them to believing that I'm
sure
going to
fortune will
try
be
to
on
do
our side
this.
today as well.
Very smart. So, per our challenge, we're going to go ahead, take our city,
You seem quite useful.
and then who is good here? We need a very solid neutral pick. In this case, let us go with Genesis Ross.
Trust me.
We were able to set up Genesis Ross because we took away the Empyrean Ilyanov.
I'll show you what the true vessel
And they
is
ended with
capable
Zeo so that they could still get a first turn. So, more likely not, we're going to have to ban the Zeo. Now, I could take someone like Briar Witch to kind of stop some of this revive and to kind of force a ban here. So, I believe that is what we're going to attempt to do.
Did the witch send you?
Yep, and we force their ban.
Been a while since I had to step in. If you survive this, you should come fight for me.
Doesn't seem like you're out for a stroll.
We've landed the stun. So theoretically we could push Har City back up and try to take her out. I think we're just gonna go into this.
Safety regulations are meant to be followed.
Shall we end this? You had your chance to repent. Is it time? I command thee. Perish.
You hit me?
Do not surrender.
So more likely than not, she's going to be...
You seem quite useful.
on the new revive set.
Let me toughen you up a little.
So we're gonna try to get some control down.
You called for me. Time to pay up.
We got the stun, and that'll be the game.
There's no mercy.
Hear my voice.
She doesn't have the tempo.
Guess you're more than just rabble.
I'll at least reward you for your struggle.
And that is well played for our third game.
I will not give in to despair.
So, as you can see, we were able to slowly improve upon our draft here. I always do that, so I apologize. Yeah, we were able to slowly improve on our draft here, so that's good.
Hear my voice.
And by taking Ilyanov, that opens up Genesis Ross for us as a villager option. We'll go with 2 more games before we call it for this episode. So, what have we learned? We have to rely more on our bulkiness, but also have a valid tempo in our draft in order to make good use of the Heart City draft. So we have to think about characters that fit that mold. Okay, they want to be able to make use of their like characters, so we're gonna have to keep that in mind. There's Freerin, okay. I believe we're going to do something very similar to what we did before by taking Imperial Ilanov.
Do not surrender.
And then we will also take Aram.
Move out! To each their own!
You can get my autograph later.
So they're taking Maid Chloe, which is good. That's very good sustain.
Feel the melody.
And Bellion. Once again, for our challenge here, we take Harsetti.
How about a place among my ranks?
And then, who is a character that can capitalize on all 3 of what they have so far? Someone potentially out of fire. If it's not a... I think Genesis Ross fits the bill here again, but if it's not a character that is if this is not on injury, Festive Eat is also a very good pick here. But I think we go Genesis Ross.
Trust me.
Especially the way our Genesis Ross is built at the moment, he fits perfect into a Villager Heart City draft. There's New Kid Aiden.
I'll end this quickly.
And something to help them tank down. That's pretty smart. But I think we ban Carmen anyway. So I think we do wrap off this ban session with Festivita.
Hope you have a nice time.
That might not have been the best pick since they had made Chloe. But I think this is still fairly good for us here. Theoretically, that was probably another Bloodbait game.
Since I had to step in.
Now, Maid Chloe can easily cleanse. Actually, half the Nuke Soak Flam would have probably been great there. As I think about this.
To attend to.
Oh, we got the stun. Let's use DS3.
Looks like some tuning is in order. The beating of your heart is a disturbance. Tip-top shape.
For the future of the Wind Tribe.
So we're gonna go ahead and go into the free run, and we're gonna slowly try to chip away at some of these souls they have. I know that free run provides a push, but we have to get some things moving here. Yep. And as expected, they're gonna target my tempo here in ARAM.
Tension. I love it. Since I let you have one, time to turn the page.
And they weakened Festivita.
Hold your position.
We're gonna push up Har City because at this point she's essentially also our win condition.
You seem quite useful. I'll commend you for trying. But it's far from enough.
Nice one. Hear my voice.
We got the connect, but Maychloe's gonna get the cleanse, which at this point I want them to burn.
Annoying troublemakers. Put down. Please share your wisdom.
We lose Festivita here
May I play you something?
because there's no way she takes both of these hits here.
Impressive. Guess you're more than just rabble.
Yeah, we needed another damaging character.
Now this is getting fun.
I will not give in to despair.
Counter Chloe on Celestine. Pretty solid.
You called for me. Time to pay up.
This'll sting.
Yeah, that is going to be a yield. We have no damage. Yeah, what we needed wasn't Festivita. We needed another damage dealer like our Roz.
To hell.
Again, this is why we do this series, to learn into better solidified drafts within the current meta. That's a pretty funny character card. We have first pick again. Okay, this person wants to be able to use their light units and have their Festivita. Well, not Festivita, excuse me. They just want to have access to their light units and they don't like being humid cleaved. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Do not surrender.
I'm going to take the Imperial Ilanov to start things off.
Someone needs to be made an example.
Is it time?
Boss Ruka and Genesis Ross. So, how do we threaten this? Someone who could do AoE injury would be nice. But since we're picking Harsetti, I still think we should take our ARAM.
You called for me. Time to pay up.
And then we take Harsetti.
You seem quite useful.
And our Harsetti is on injury, so she'll help weaken the Roz a little bit. The question is now, have I forced them to pivot from what they initially wanted to do? There's Freeman the Slayer.
Open the gates
And Bellion. We're seeing a lot of people pick Bellion recently. And again, with all the light units, which is why they banned Hua Young. So very smart. Alright, what can we do here? Honestly, Last Rider Crowd isn't bad. I think one of the key mistakes we have done in this is not guaranteed our afternoon soak flan. Who else could we use to provide us some flexibility in this draft here? Twisted Idol on Kayron could have promise. I wonder if Blue Hua-Young is also pretty good here. Or maybe we take the Lionheart. No, they have a lot of... They've left us open to injury damage, so we will try to stack on that with New Kid. One character I wish I still had was my injury version of Seaside Bologna. She carried me through a lot of previous seasons. Oh, they got rid of my defense. So this is going to be a very interesting match. Because we're not going to be able to easily get through Balsaruka.
It's been a while since I had to step in. If you've survived this, you should come fight for me.
Why are you interrupting my relaxation?
We should just go ahead and use this.
Let's bet on who's faster, yeah? Ready to ride? I'ma leave you biting the dust.
Do they connect? Of course they did. Of course. Talk about unluckiness. We might have just lost the game on a 50-50.
Shall we end this? Deliverance is inevitable.
And now
There's no
we
place.
lose the afternoon soak plan also.
There was never a place for you to belong in this world.
So we lost on the 50-50.
Punishment?
Although that's 5 games, losing on a loss
How
is
about a
so
place among my ranks?
is so terrible. But you know what? Again, that's why you live and learn. So we'll go back to Har City. And we will wrap things up by talking about what we learned. So, what did we learn? First off, Andrew Har City is really good for dealing with that, but you really have to have your account more prepared in order to flex your Har City drafts. So you want to combo her with characters like Afternoon Soak, Flan for tempo. If you can steer the A-Ram away, that's also pretty good. But we also have new characters now, and if they can move on the same axis as you with characters like Bellion and even Genesis Roz, she's not as simple as to just slam down and kind of take over the game. So Har City is this really awkward character that messes with the speed of the game, but if you don't have your account prepared to use her properly, as you saw in our games here, it may not be the best pick overall. Something else we could have learned. I'm staring at it now, but we could have comboed with Requiem Rwana, putting Har City in the front slot to kind of take away that early tempo or force the ban. Zio's also a counter to Har City. And again, there are more characters now that can deal with her on the kind of axis she had. So overall, setting up a Heart City draft really makes your account tilt in a particular way. We probably should have leaned in on some more counter-based units overall, or characters that are really good at sustaining their own game plan to win. Even someone like a Tori would have probably been some better picks for us, depending on our draft style. But that said, that's going to cover it for this first episode of the Wheel of RTA 2025 season. I appreciate everyone who watched. Until next time, peace.